Namaskar, good evening, and welcome back to our YouTube channel VLSI for All, a hub for technical education and an epicenter for affordable VLSI coaching in India. Today, we are indeed proud and honored to have with us Mr. Sagnik, who has secured an All India rank of 110 in the GATE examination of 2023. Sagnik has done his BTech from NIT Durgapur in 2021, wrote the GATE exam in college, and was placed in the JSW Steel. While working, again he gave his exam and secured an All India rank of 464, much better than the previous year, which fetched him the prestigious MTech seat from IISc Bangalore, the prestigious college in India. Further, he was selected as an intern at Texas Instruments. Now, again, in his third attempt, Sagnik has secured an All India rank of 110 this year. So that's make Sagnik a very congratulations to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Anurag, and thanks a lot for hosting me this evening.
Yes. So with your kind permission, can we start our questionnaire?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Your profile is very astonishing and interesting, sir, for many engineers out there. How did you manage your time while at undergrad and job preparation?
The thing is, during my undergrad, it was a bit tough to manage both the GATE preparation and as well as we had to deal with the placements and all, right? So we know we got the placements in the core domain, so respectively. So it was not very much as well that I expected that it should have gone the GATE exam. So I eventually got placed, and I sort of went there. And talking about the job, job was it was JSW Steel is as you know is a manufacturing company. So we had to work in shifts, right? So during those shifts, it was a bit tedious to sort of manage and all. But eventually, the preparation that I did during my college days, uh, f- like some stuff sort of helped me because I had already prepared those short notes and all. And the thing I did, the only thing that I didn't have much time to study during my job, preparation, along with preparation along with my job. So what I did, I gave test series, although maybe once in a weekend, like so, and I used to go through the short notes mainly. So this is sort of thing which helped me during my job because there wasn't any much free time that I got along with my job. So that's how I did it somewhat.
Yes, sir. That's indeed very inspiring, sir. Moving on, you've studied in one of the best colleges of India, be it NIT Durgapur or at the IISc Bangalore. How is the work
Yeah.
environment there? What difference did you feel?
Yeah, so talking about undergrad, so undergrad is I mean, it was good. Means it's not how it is different from a postgraduate degree. It's the thing that the specialization we get in the masters or in the postgrad. So in BTech, there's a generalization of the studies. We are not given that much importance to any particular domain. So for example, in electrical, if you go for masters, so in electrical engineering, many options are there, like in power electronics, power system, or control system, some sort of. So in masters, what I feel different is much emphasis is given to a particular domain, for example, be it power electronics or power system, whatever your research interest is. So for example, in my case, in IISc, my professor is from power electronics background. So my project is mainly based on power electronics. So that's the 2 years, and also the duration is different. In undergrad, 4 years is there. So we sort of learn the from scratch, like everything basically. So, but in 2 years, you already start off with what you have studied, like your done your bachelor's in electrical. So many of the subjects you will be starting off, such as power electronics and all, those are at a much advanced level as compared to the like BTech thing we have done. So that's one subtle difference is there. Yeah,
Yes, sir. So coming back to GATE preparation again,
yeah.
what resources have you followed while preparing for GATE?
Um, like see, the most of the preparation I did was during my first attempt, like during GATE 2021, right? So because I was in final year, so I joined one coaching center, and that was like GATE oriented. So my classes used to go on there, and accordingly, I took up test series from like two institutes, different institutes, and I used to like give them. And in the next two attempts, like my whole the thing was that I didn't study anything more, because I what I did was already covered in the first attempt. So what I focused on was mainly giving the test series, and to improve upon the mistakes, like because like every small mistake can cost you a lot of marks in this sort of exams. So that is something, I mean, we can just follow, right? Like test series is a must if you want to score good. Yeah,
Yes, sir. And so moving on to the next question in the
yeah,
series of GATE questions here,
yeah.
how did you divide your subjects in GATE? Like the number of hours you allocated, like was it based on
Uh,
the marks in GATE examination or was it based on your interest?
Yeah, so what I did was it actually like the segregation I did from the first attempt onwards. So during my preparation for the first attempt, so I divided the subjects as one column as sort of a bit tough, or those subjects which needed much more study, and another group of subjects which is much more, which I'm comfortable with it. So this I found out on mainly by giving tests, right? So once I gave tests and all, so I used to find out the mistakes. Like I could find out that I am much more easier. Like I find it much easier to deal with control systems as compared to say power systems, right? So like in the next time when I was studying or going through my notes, so I need not devote much of my time to control systems. So instead, I could focus my attention on power systems and all. So that would like help me improve my that weak areas, because those like hard or like hardcore subjects which I've listed down, these are very vast. So as a result, like I needed to provide them much more attention as compared to the rest of the subjects. So that is somewhat I dealt with in this way.
Yes, sir. Thank
Yeah,
you, sir. Here. So we'll
yeah,
move to the job preparation from GATE and we'll
yeah,
come back to GATE preparation again.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, sure.
yes, sir. So you got your job immediately after your BTech from NIT Durgapur. Like, how did you
Yeah,
prepare for your job? Like, was it via GATE
yeah.
rank or was it via college placement?
It was solely on the basis of like college placement. So the thing is, during my time, it was my the pandemic has kicked off. So as a result, all the job interviews were like on a virtual platform, let's say. So what we did is basically there wasn't like the gate preparation somewhat helped. I mean, not that it wasn't of any use, but somewhat it helped in taking up the to dealing with the technical questions, let's say, which we face in the interviews. So I mean, from the questions they asked during my like job preparation, job interviews and all, they weren't much like a rigorous sort. So that was somewhat like it did for me. Like, yeah,
Yes, sir. You did your bachelor's from the electrical background and
yeah,
you stuck to the core domain. Any specific
Yeah,
reason,
yeah.
as most of the people switch their career to computer science after their bachelor's?
See, like after electrical, like I did my bachelor's in electrical. Now the thing is, I needed to I gave my interviews for electrical as well as the other branches in IISc, but eventually I got selected in electrical engineering domain. So now my whole focus was to just even before I started off with my master's program at IISc, my focus was to get into any a VLSI domain, like any good companies or good organization. So because VLSI was honestly was like new for me. Like I also didn't had any prior experience to what VLSI is and how it looks like. So like I slowly and slowly like started off with my basics and all. So from first sem, I sort of oriented my curriculum to match with the demand that like VLSI companies have. So I took up electives basically from other departments like electronics and telecommunication department. Some courses I took, and also few courses from like NPTEL I did. So in addition, so that I could improve my skills according to the needs of the VLSI industry and such. So that is something I approached it.
Yes.
Yeah,
So moving on to the next question, there's always a complaint from the student community that there is no
yeah,
linkage between what is being taught in class and what the
yeah.
industry expects. How would you address this issue?
The thing is, this thing mainly is very much prevalent in the bachelor's actually. I mean, particularly for bachelor's in most of the colleges, even if it is an NIT or something like that. I mean, uh, the the gap is particularly because the things which are taught in the curriculum, they are not very much applicable to the industry point of view. Like so students after they get into industry, they sort of struggle a bit, and they take time to adjust to the demands of the industry. But in masters that is not the case. Like masters, that domain sort of narrows down. Like you have a specific interest, you have a specific field in which you could like approach. So your job role would be very much like specific, that you would have to deal with this. So according to that, you are trained, or your subjects are like accordingly with that profile from the your like first day onwards in like masters or MTech. So that is somewhat that thing. I mean, that is, I guess it's still a big issue like in the bachelors, but that's I guess a reason that's why people go for masters, like to so that they can get much more. The study which they do or in the curriculum is much more like industry oriented and all.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
When you first joined at JSW Steel, or while you
yeah,
were as an intern at Texas Instruments, what was your
yeah.
experience and takeaway from the work arena? And how did you improvise to maximize your work efficiency there?
See, the thing is, the work profile, like I was selected as a like full-time like graduate engineer trainee in JSW Steel. So JSW and Texas are like very much different. So because we all know Texas is a major player in the VLSI industry, and JSW is also a major player in the steel industry, right? So steel wise, that JSW still demanded a lot of my core electrical knowledge, like that I used to implement. And of course, even for me, I also faced that issue that whatever I taught, whatever I was taught in my like bachelor's, I that was a big gap. Like when I went into the industry, and even there also I had to I started to learn things like which were much new and much more practical point from that point of view. And as for the like Texas Instruments, I'm yet to do an internship because it's in this summer actually. So that is somewhat like I'm yet to experience, but this is like more or less what it is.
Yes, sir. So, sir, since you have already got an All India rank of 110, wouldn't that be
Yeah.
have an impact on your internship?
Well, could you please repeat it
Yes, sir.
once?
Sure, sir.
Yeah,
Since
I
you
just missed
already
it. Yeah.
got an All India rank of 110 like this year, wouldn't
Yeah.
it have an impact on your internship at Texas Instruments? Because like you may be approached by some government companies for their job profile.
Uh, like as of now, I don't think that won't be an issue. But like for now, the time being, the situation is something like this. But like let's see what like my interest lies in the future coming months. So that is something I'm looking forward to.
Yes, sir. Sir, as a core domain expert, while you worked at a JSW Steel and
Yeah.
like you will be working at Texas Instruments, what would
Yeah.
you suggest young college graduates like me to manage
Hmm.
time between gate preparation, job, and other things?
See the time management when you are in suppose you are in the final year or pre-final and you are preparing for gate, right? So that scenario is a bit different when you're in the job and you're simultaneously preparing for the gate. But the thing is the same thing, like whether in any of the scenarios you have to be consistent, like even if it is for 5 minutes, daily, you should like go through with whatever mistakes you have done or whatever concepts you have studied earlier. So you can just have a look at it. So it's not necessary that you have to always like devote large chunks of time like every day and gradually get exhausted and like not like interested further. So like because time management it becomes a bit challenging like when you're in job because you have to simultaneously like adhere to the job demands and all. Right. So like consistency, I would say is the like key basically. Like and also for gate like test series, I think is must for like irrespective of whether you are like knowing a great deal of like subjects or you are just starting off. I mean, it will help you out to pick out your mistakes basically, like where you are going wrong and all. Because ultimately, this mistakes you would have to prevent in the final exam, right? So that is somewhat, I think, if someone does it like diligently, it would be like very much helpful to him or her.
Yes, sir. Uh, for
Yeah.
the electrical background students who will be taking their gate examination next
Yeah.
year, could you please
Yeah.
tell us about what are the subjects they must focus on to maximize the scorecard?
Uh, See, in electrical engineering, I mean, like, like some of they like, it's not that I could say particularly do this subject or that. Like, I mean, you have to be thorough with like more or less like all the sub subjects. But another thing is some of the core like parts, basically power electronics, power systems, and what should I say? Yeah, power electronic power assistant machines. Like these three are the like what should I say? I mean the like very much core and important and integral part of your like preparation because ultimately if you are going to join in any PSU or in any MTech, so you would have to deal with these things. So these are the three important like one should have a good grasp on like and also along with it some of the many like subsidiary subjects like control systems and then analog digital. I guess it's not very much challenging as compared to those like core domains and all. It is much easier to cover and also that electromagnetic field theory is there. It's a like small part but eventually you have to cover it and like maths and aptitude, I guess those are like it's an part and parcel of your like preparation. You have to like deal with it, right? So that is somewhat, I guess, someone should focus on. Like more or less, I would say that just go through like every subject, like Not that I would do this, do that. Yes, you might be having specific interest in some subjects, you might not be having in that. But ultimately, in order to fetch a good score, you have to do maximum number of questions, right? So you can't tell in exam maximum questions will be coming from the subjects you like or which you don't like, something like that, right? So that is somewhat I suggest.
Yes, yes, sir. Moving on to the last question, sir. Uh,
Yeah,
you've got a rank of 110 here, and
yeah.
in the previous 2 years, you've improved significantly. So, what changes, minute changes, did you make so that your rank was improved?
The only thing which I did was I didn't study anything new. Like what I studied, I had my short notes ready. Like I did a lot of work, to be honest, in the during my 2021 preparation time, like GATE 2021. So from that GATE onwards, in whether in job or whether here, I used to give only a mock test, like sort of like that 3 hour mock test. And I used to keep my short notes, or there's another copy which I made for the mistakes. Like in each test, I used to, no matter how silly mistake or no matter how conceptual it is, I used to make some of the other mistakes. So I used to note those down. And these things I used to go through before every test. So I should be rest assured that I should not make these mistakes while attempting my test. That should be my prime focus. And also I used to give tests. Another reason is that because time is a very much constraint during gate exam. It is only a 3 hour exam, right? So we need to do or solve question as much efficiently as possible. We should do them fast, but at the same time we should be accurate enough, right? So that is somewhat test series help you a lot. And that I used to even for 5 minutes, if I have told you earlier, I used to go through my notes actually. I mean, not just that I have to read every line, just major, maybe some highlighted portion as such, so that eventually something or the other, even for 5 minutes, will be helpful to me, or would be very much crucial to me in the final exam. So that is somewhat I went about in mind. So I mean, what should I say, that
Yeah.
test series is the main thing I need to I went through basically. Yeah,
Yes, sir. Finally, sir, one mistake, if any, you did in your gate preparation, and you
yeah,
do not want your juniors to do it. Can you please
yeah.
elaborate if any such instances are there?
Uh, First, the one mistake is that see, not gate preparation is all about those silly mistakes, right? So what I did was somewhat during my early stages, I used to solve questions without considering the fact that whether it is correct or not. That was my sort of thing, that I need to do maximum number of questions and all. So in that process, my sort of this thing, my accuracy sort of went down. So people should take care that, and yeah, another mistake I did was, suppose there is a very big question. Yeah. So you should be able to take a first glance at that question and just have a hunch or a intuition that whether you'll be able to go on with it or not. So many a times what happened with me is that I went on with the question, right? So maybe 5 minutes, 7 minutes, but still I wasn't able to complete that. So that is somewhat the aspirant should look into it, that you should only go forward, or come up with a solution for a question which you know. Like, not that even if you are not aware, so you are just feeling that yes, I have studied, so why not I should go for it. So in that way, lot of my time got wasted, and eventually I thought that I could have given that time to another, I could have solved another 2 3 questions during that time. So that is somewhat I suggest that they should keep a watch on it.
Yes, sir. We have come to the end of the interview. It was very great
Yeah,
talking to you, sir. As an engineer
yeah.
myself, I feel that many jigsaw puzzles have been clarified in my mind. Hope
Okay.
to see you on yet another episode on our YouTube channel. Until then, goodbye. Signing off. This is Anurag.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Anurag.